Good evening. It's 5:30 p.m. Friday.
गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग रेना, आप कैसे हो?
मैं ठीक हूँ सर।
आपके गांव में गर्मी है कि ठंड है?
सर यहाँ पे तो बहुत गर्मी है।
गर्मी है, आप देहरादून आ जाओ, वहां से तो अच्छा ही है।
जी सर।
2 मिनट इंतजार करते हैं, थोड़े से और लोग आ जाएं, फिर एक छोटा सा चैप्टर है, स्मार्ट टीचर कैसे बनते हैं, वो पढ़ेंगे।
Good evening, sir.
गुड इवनिंग मनीषा, आई थिंक वी आर रेडी।
Yes, sir.
सो
Good evening, everybody.
गुड इवनिंग, थैंक यू एवरीवन, वेलकम टू ब्रूइंग नॉलेज फ्राइडेज, a space to understand what a good school should be. And quoting Kunal, who said something a little while back, how do we move a school from good to great? Every school is made with the purpose of good. No school is bad in the country. Let's first get that very clear. It's perhaps not fair to say that we are building my good school because every school is created for a good purpose. But some schools are great. So we need to find out how the schools become great. And that's why we're reading today. We will read the chapter from the book, My Good School, where passion meets education. And it's a very interesting chapter. It says smart teachers make smart classes. Smart classrooms are technology enhanced classrooms that foster opportunities for teaching and learning by integrating learning technology such as a computer, specialized software, audience response technology, assistive listening devices, networking, and audio visual capabilities. Simply, अगर आप देखें, आप लैपटॉप को एक स्क्रीन के साथ कनेक्ट कर लेते हैं, ये सब कुछ हो जाता है। आपको आज की तारीख में बहुत सी टेक्नोलॉजी मिल सकती है। यू कैन गेट अ स्मार्ट बोर्ड, बट द बेसिक रोल ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी is to help you explore what is happening in the world and explode your knowledge and take your learning forward. The question, smart teachers or smart classrooms? It's a very difficult question to answer, but I made an effort here. Smart classrooms or smart teachers? One may ask whether smart classrooms can by themselves improve learning or whether there are other ways to improve learning. Before we go further, let me come back to everyone here and ask you, what do you think? What do you think? Anyone? Is a smart teacher more important or smart class? Please write in the chat box in case. Just write teacher or class, what you feel is more important. By class, I will understand it's a smart class. And by teacher, I will
Well,
understand
smart classrooms won't be effective without a smart teacher.
Good. So I'm just waiting for people to respond. I have someone who says teacher. Let me see how many say smart classrooms. Okay, here's someone doing it diplomatically saying it should be a combination of both. What do you think? If you feel that smart teacher is needed, say yes. If you feel that smart classroom is needed, say no. Let's see how many yes and no come. अगर आप सोचते हैं स्मार्ट टीचर की जरूरत है, yes लिखिए चैट बॉक्स में। I'm looking forward to your answers in the chat box. Please mark them. It's a good question and a good answer is coming. Yes, it's a balance. People are saying It's both, yes, I agree with you. It's a balance. Okay, let's read the chapter and see what happens. One may ask whether smart classrooms can by themselves improve learning or whether there are other ways to improve learning. As it is, the people who make a place, so a classroom is what the teachers and students want it to be. No amount of technology and IT solutions will ever be able to replace smart teachers. The best of classrooms need the best of teachers to make learning fun and also ensure quality delivery. All hardware and software will soon be outdated, and you will be the scapegoat for the marketer who will continue to sell you the illusion of smart classrooms. Teachers make the world of a child better. As beyond just learning, many students imbibe the values and mannerisms of their gurus. Technology may be the tool. However, the teacher alone is the effective delivery agent for quality learning in the classroom. We often hear people say that money alone cannot make the difference. Any amount or money spent on teaching aids and infrastructure will never be able to replace a good teacher in the classroom. The challenge lies in finding the best teachers and taking good care of their need for resources, comfort, and well being. In ancient times, the guru or the smart teacher was supreme, and the shishya or student would do all they could to win the favor of the guru. Go to any lengths to give Guru Dakshina, an offering that was part of the tradition of repaying one's teacher or guru after a period of study, the completion of formal education, or one's spiritual guidance. देखो इतना अच्छा वर्ड यूज किया है स्पिरिचुअल गाइडेंस सो इफ यू लुक एट एजुकेशन इट शुड लीड यू टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी इट शुड लीड you to high order thinking. This tradition was born out of the need to acknowledge, respect, and thank one's guru, a form of reciprocity and exchange between student and teacher. The repayment was not exclusively monetary and could also be a special task the teacher wanted the student to accomplish. This system was based on the philosophy that the guru is the real catalyst for learning, and he or she alone could make the real difference. Here, it was not the smart class, but the smart teacher who brought about the transformation. The teacher's role in the life of the student was considered paramount, and thus the Guru Dakshina philosophy laid emphasis on the fact the teacher must be very well looked after. I may want to mention some mythology here. The first thing in a Guru Shishya relationship which comes to my mind is in our philosophical book Gita, the relationship between Krishna and Arjun. That's the real pure Guru Shishya relationship. Innovative teachers do not rely on technology and are not excessively dependent on the smart classrooms. A smart teacher is one who is innovative and makes learning fun in the simplest of locations. Let's look at back. Retreat, April 2025. Please recollect, we did some sessions there, and large number of sessions or discussions we did under the Havaghar, where we created flip charts. We did not use any technology. And the flip chart you created in a simplest location was a fun learning method. Some of you were there at the retreat. I'm quite sure you remember the flip charts, how they made us all work together, build something interesting, and we learned so much. Many years ago, I had the opportunity of being part of the Train the Trainer workshop. Our group was put up in a very basic lodging away from the nearest village or town in the Australian outback. And this is where I had the privilege of experiencing how it was a smart teacher alone and not the smart classroom that could make effective learning a reality. We had no classroom or training area, no power, no tools, no PowerPoint presentation, and even no chalk and blackboard. However, we, however, had one of the smartest trainers to lead us. for the 5-day training period, I transformed into a trainer and was able to conduct and help deliver over 100 training workshops and empower thousands of youth leaders and teachers all over the world. Thank you to my guru, whom I have not named. I am sure my thanks will reach her always. When we look at the needs of the modern world, it is good teachers who make the difference. Most schools in India are funded and run by the government. However, the public education system faces serious challenges, including a lack of adequate infrastructure, insufficient funding, a shortage of staff, and scarce facilities. In 2012, the annual Status of Education Report (ASER) found that in rural India, the number of children in the age group of 6 to 14 years attending private schools was 28% only. James Tooley, in his study, states the schools studied were found to be providing good quality education in the English medium at costs which were affordable to the poorest families. These schools were run with minimum resources and teachers are hired on contract. Despite the fact that the teachers were paid much lower salaries compared to government school teachers, these schools delivered better as the people had to perform. The need of the hour is smart teachers. With the poor skill building environment, the bigger challenge is not of finding smart classrooms, but of finding smart teachers. After all, the smart classes will also need smart teachers to deliver them. The low wages paid to the teachers as well as teaching not really being the preferred profession makes smart teachers almost hard to find. As a school improvement coach, I work for helping schools deliver affordable quality education, and the key for our success lies in the schools valuing the human resources at a premium and keeping over 60% of their operation cost for salaries alone. As we move to low fee schools, this cost may even go beyond 60%. A good school needs the smart teacher, and their technology is that of mind and heart and not of brick and mortar tools. Good teachers are hard to get, as teaching, apart from not being a very sought after profession, is also an underpaid one. Add to this the woes of poor training and learning environment and the woeful lack of innovative programs for training teachers. You will find out that the way to make a good school is by having smart teachers and not merely having smart classes. The school experience is the key for the personal and social development of a young person. We need an environment with a heart and soul and not simply of brick and mortar. Smart people make smart choices, and smart schools have to go beyond smart classrooms. The reality is that effective teaching goes much beyond developing subject matter expertise. From my experience in the education sector, great teachers have two common characteristics: an extraordinary sense of humility and a strong commitment to continual improvement. Two important points. Please note them, cross your fingers with these. An extraordinary sense of humility and a strong commitment to continual improvement. So, continuous professional development. And be humble, be down to earth, based upon the fundamental motivation to inspire students to succeed. Your only goal is students should succeed. We now come to the conclusion chapter of the book and how we created this whole philosophy framework of personal and social development. The 10 attributes which we keep talking about, which goes into the making of a good school. What your school does, and that's what smart teachers have to make happen. Conclusion: my good school where passion meets education. This is the passionate story which the book ends with. My good school offers the model for a tailor made school experience, altering the environment by empowering students and focusing on personal and social development with the help of different stakeholders, namely teachers, management, and the community at large. You're all familiar with this graphic, which we share very often. This philosophy of quality in education is about the offering an environment where experiential learning is made possible through activities beyond just study, brings to life what would otherwise be theoretical and uncoordinated. We have demonstrated that learning can be easily personalized and assessment must be a fun process to leave a lifelong impact. The education system, both government and private schools, face several challenges. Students and teachers might be insensitive to their surroundings due to lack of awareness. Spoon feeding culture. Students are mostly entirely dependent on their teachers and are not being creative. Students and teachers have a lack of interaction beyond school. Students have limited knowledge beyond the scope of the curriculum. Rigid school schedules force students to focus on academics and stops them from exploring their interests. Many schools are unaware that their environment might be unhealthy for some students and teachers because often we do not see failure as an opportunity to grow and learn. This is where productive failure is happening on Saturday. The solution: let's build a My Good School curriculum together. So, if you look at those 10 attributes, what a school should give is a personal identity to a person. Now, when you say personal identity, what do you mean by it? Self awareness, self esteem, self image, and confidence. It should give you spiritual and aesthetic awareness, including moral development, values, appreciating arts, and memorable experiences. It should give you the ability of decision making. We had a whole chapter on that. Based on the access to information, advice, counseling with appropriate support, taking responsibility for learning and development. It should give you knowledge about health, including sex education, fitness, and sport. Intellectual growth, professional learning, curriculum, information technology. So, intellectual growth only happens when teachers are always in a professional learning mode. Social communication skills involving problem solving and planning, relationships linked to responsibility, empathy, and teamwork, employability skills, vocational development, employability. It's very much part of the new education policy, and there is a vocational curriculum framework now. So that's anyway happening. Citizenship, community and political awareness, and involvement, rights and responsibilities, and finally, environmental awareness. So if you look at these 10 attributes, and this is where a good school happens, this is what the role of a good school is, and this is what you and us are set about to make. If you don't have the book, I will just take a screenshot and put this in WhatsApp. I will also go a step further. The website has this graphic, but I will still put the graphic in your WhatsApp chat. So that's how we are building a school. This is a future proof school when the school does all that. The My Good School curriculum works for the personal and social development of every individual by creating a suitable learning environment for students and teachers alike. It encourages schools to focus on service, skill, sport, and study so that they can grow as individuals. So, this is a colorful graphic, it's a logo. Global implications of My Good School. With the world today focusing on social and emotional learning, the My Good School helps in one, builds a greater engagement between stakeholders, and this builds empathy and trust. It provides space for mentorship to the teachers and community members, helps provide young people with skills to prepare them for the world. This includes vocational and social skills. College readiness. Similar to the Duke of Edinburgh's Award, Outward Bound, Scouts and Guides, and similar programs do for mainstream residential schools with a focus on middle and secondary schools, My Good School works with the whole child approach of learning and reflection. It uses the experience of extracurricular and sport activities and provides structure to monitor the outcome. Appreciation of one another. My Good School not only encourages students to focus on experiential learning, but also focuses on helping its teachers, institution management, the community at large. The four sections: service, skill, sport, and study, offer the opportunity to provide a learning experience to all. This makes way for involving the students and the community to not only discover new talent but also help a young person work to explore possibilities for careers post school. As Rajshri Syag, principal of the Fabantia School, puts it, with the My Good School curriculum, the passionate teachers, management community, and the students with common areas of interest and hobbies and activities collaborate beyond the classroom, thus working to help each other excel and work to better learning outcomes. So the school runs with the connection and support of three stakeholders: the teachers, the management, and the community, with students on the center. So, in the middle, you have students, and teachers, management, and community are the stakeholders. What is the impact? Empower students by creating an environment for their personal and social development, encourages students to become involved in activities beyond just study. This helps develop confidence, knowledge, and networks. And finally, experiential learning is a crucial factor in the students progressing successfully through adolescence. I will put this summary for you. So, this for you is the impact of My Good School. That is the last page of the book, and the book ends here. I want to now share with you the Teachers Academy. So, at the Teachers Academy blog, you will find the post here. So, this is last week's post in case you missed it. You will find a video and you will find a little summary of key takeaways. We will add that for today so you can share with your friends, family, teachers, colleagues. You can do another thing. If you play this video slowly, you can see the pages of the book unfold and you can read. Some of you don't have the book, so that's why we do it like this. So if you see like this, thank you. Welcome to Brewing Knowledge Friday, another edition of reading My Good School and sharing what a school means, what a school has in store, and what you can do to make. So the chapters are visible here. This is something very unique which you have. You may have, like I always say, an audiobook. You may have a physical book. But we have a beautiful combination of the two, where you have a live voice talking to you along with text flipping. So it's a great resource. You can use this at your school to teach, at your school, even to do professional learning. So this tool is available on YouTube. Why don't you get together as teachers in your school and do one video a week? It's a great way. Do one video a month. Read it slowly. That's how you can use the resources. And these videos are all available on the YouTube channel. For you, there is also a special resource. So we have created a reader for you. We call it the Brewing Knowledge Friday Reader. All the chapters are available through these links, and all the conversations which we've had are available through the YouTube links. So the reader is there, the reader is duly shared. So I'm quite sure you'll find this very useful as a tool. Now, this has been created for you, and I hope you will use this in your school for your continuous professional and development at the year ahead. Minakshi, some of your teachers have joined parts of the session. There are some of us who have seen the entire story, but you can use this as a practical tool in your school for the whole term. It's a great way to take
Yes,
professional
sir.
learning forward. Any questions on how
Yes,
to
sir.
use the tool? Any questions?
No, I think I've got how to use this tool. Okay. It's an Excel sheet basically, so
It's a basically Excel sheet, so it's got all the connections which you can
yeah.
do. And in today's chapter and the shorts I mentioned to you, I'm adding in WhatsApp, which you have handy. So you'll find
Yes.
these three things in your WhatsApp: the personal and social development map, the stakeholder engagement, and the 10 areas of personal and social development. These have been
Right.
shared. So I've just
Right.
added them. Meenakshi, any question you have? This is a simple Excel sheet and the link is
Yeah.
available. So you know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
You can actually screen this. So if you use this
Yeah.
Excel sheet, you can click on the article, read it in your school, and then use the video.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
I,
tool which has developed, and I'm sure you will find it interesting. Any question on how to use the resources which we have made? So you people have actually done India good. You have created some exciting resource for India on how you can help teachers understand the meaning of a school, what is schooling, and how together we can make my good school. I really appreciate your patience and I thank Suman from Janki Devi, Jamku Devi School, who in a conversation with me actually caught on to the idea. And I respect her for her effort. I really don't know how many of her teachers read, but I'm sure it went ahead and involved many more teachers. So we hope the resource will come in use to you. Suman, thank you for that. Rubal, Reena, Lalita, Sakshi, Simran, आप लोगों के पास कोई सवाल हो तो मेरे से पूछिए. और दूसरा, मनीषा, thank you for dragging in Vidyotama. Vidyotama, I'm glad you are here today. So I'm sure we'll see more of you. And I'm quite certain when we come to Jaipur next month, we will see you and the other teachers of your school.
Yes,
Anyone
sir.
from
may I
Good
convey?
good evening,
yeah,
sir.
sure, Meenakshi, please come in.
May I convey a message to my teachers?
Yeah,
ये आप लोगों ने सुना होगा सर क्या बोल रहे हैं कि हम अपने देश के लिए बहुत बड़ा सर्विस कर रहे हैं। हालांकि वो दूसरी तरह से बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन मैं कुछ और भी बोलना चाहूंगी। जब हम लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे और हमारे एग्जाम्पल से लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे तो हम अपने देश के लिए बहुत बड़ा सर्विस करेंगे, है ना। जो जिस तरह से पढ़ाने का सपना हम सर देख रहे हैं, हम देख रहे हैं, अगर हम लोग उसमें आगे बढ़ जाए तो बहुत सारे लोग हमसे सीख के और आगे बढ़ेंगे और वो हम लोग के देश के लिए बहुत बड़ा सर्विस होगा। और आप लोग सब लोग चाहती हैं ये चीज करना, तो प्लीज कैरी ऑन जिस एंथुसियाज्म के साथ आप लोग कर रहे हैं ना, और ज्यादा करिए। मेरा ये आप लोग सबसे गुजारिश है, जो भी टीचर्स हैं यहाँ पे हमारे स्कूल की या अदरवाइज, ये है कि अगर हम लोग कर लेते हैं जो हम करना चाह रहे हैं तो बहुत बड़ी चीज हो जाएगी हम लोग के लिए। प्लीज गो अहेड।
थैंक यू मीनाक्षी. मीनाक्षी, मुझे लगता है ये सपना सिर्फ आर्थर फुट एकेडमी ने देखा है, क्योंकि आज केवल ये आर्थर फुट एकेडमी के टीचर हैं और मुझे बहुत खुशी होती है इनसे मिलके. और वो सोचेंगे कि मैं अंग्रेजी में क्यों पढ़ता हूँ. मैं अंग्रेजी में इसलिए पढ़ रहा हूँ उनके साथ ताकि वो भी अंग्रेजी पढ़ना सीखें. और
नहीं
हर
सर,
एक
वो अंग्रेजी सीखना चाहती हैं, दे वांट टू लर्न
बहुत अच्छे,
इंग्लिश।
बहुत अच्छे. और हर एक का सपना होता है, हर एक गांव में जाओ, हर एक शहर में आओ, हर एक कस्बे में जाओ, सब यही कहते हैं अंग्रेजी पढ़ना सिखाओ. और पिछले 200 साल से अंग्रेजों ने एक ही चीज दुनिया के लिए अच्छी की, एक ऐसी भाषा बनाई जो सारी दुनिया बोल सके. बाकी अंग्रेजों की करनी या उनकी जो इकोनॉमी चलाने का तरीका था वो डिबेटेबल है, परंतु सबसे बड़ी जो अच्छी चीज उन्होंने बनाई, उन्होंने एक भाषा बनाई जिसमें हम संवाद कर सके. और ये बहुत अच्छी चीज है, इसको अप्रिशिएट कीजिए इस स्पिरिट से. और कभी इस डायलॉग में मत पढ़िए कि हिंदी बोला या इंग्लिश बोला या तमिल बोला. ये सब शॉर्ट टर्म थिंकिंग है. अल्टीमेटली हमको आपस में एक दूसरे दूसरे से बात करनी है, कंप्यूटर्स और नेटवर्क को आपस में कनेक्ट करना है, और इस सब के लिए कोडिंग चाहिए. और बेसिक कोडिंग तो यही है कि हम अल्फाबेट्स अंग्रेजी के जाने, उनको बुन के अक्षर बनाएं, उनको बुन के आगे किताबें बनाएं, उनको बुन के आगे सीखें और सिखाएं. ये बहुत ज़रूरी चीज़ है. तो मुझे तो असल में सच बताएं, ये फ्राइडे के सेशन बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं और ये मेरे सबसे फेवरेट सेशन है. ये नहीं कि क्योंकि मैं अपनी किताब पढ़ रहा था, क्योंकि इस सेशन में हम दिल से मिलते हैं और ये मीटिंग फॉर्मेट में है. और दूसरा जो सेशन होता है वो मीटिंग फॉर्मेट में नहीं है, जो सैटरडे का सेशन होता है वो वेबिनार फॉर्मेट में है. अब हम आगे क्या करेंगे, ये बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है. तो मैंने बहुत सारी किताबें ढूंढी हुई हैं जो मैं आप लोगों के साथ पढ़ना चाहता हूँ. आप अगर देखेंगे, मैंने आपके साथ एक दो किताबें शेयर भी की हैं आपके व्हाट्सएप में, अगर आप जाएंगे तो हम सोच रहे हैं आज हम आपसे बात करें और पहले तो एक किताब चुनें जिस किताब को हम अगले हफ्ते पढ़ेंगे। मैं चाहूंगा कि आपके साथ किताब पढूं जरूर, और मुझे उम्मीद है आप जिस दिल से यहाँ आते हैं आते रहेंगे और अपने साथ और लोगों को भी लाएंगे। सो इफ यू सी द रीडिंग, आई हैव एक्चुअली शेयर्ड some books with you. I've shared one book which is called What Did You Ask at Your School Today? This is by Kamla Mukunda. I thought this was an interesting book. So we can read this. There is another book called Breaking the Mold. So this is about alternative schools in India, how alternative schools in India today are doing great work. Then I'd also shared a book. I've shared three books there, which I wish to read someday. One is this one. It's called 105 Stories and Fables for Rumi. So what I propose that when we meet next time, maybe we can start with a Rumi story. एक छोटी सी कहानी हम रूमी की पढ़ें, और उसमें से मैं आपको एक कहानी का एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ. There's a story called The Parrot and the Grocer. सो ये छोटी छोटी कहानियां हैं इस किताब में, और हर एक कहानी का एक बहुत बड़ा संदेश है. मैं सैंपल के तौर पे आपको एक कहानी पढ़ के सुनाता हूं ताकि आपको ट्रेलर मिले, और आप प्लीज अगले फ्राइडे और टीचर्स को लेके आइए. छुट्टी का ये मतलब नहीं कि हम किताब नहीं पढ़ेंगे, छुट्टी का ये मतलब नहीं कि हम अखबार नहीं पढ़ेंगे, छुट्टी का ये मतलब नहीं कि हम इंफॉर्मेशन अपनी बेटरमेंट के लिए अब्जॉर्ब नहीं करेंगे. आप छुट्टियों में खाना खाते हैं ना, आप छुट्टियों में घूमते हैं ना, किस लिए घूमते हैं? कुछ सीखने के लिए. तो इसलिए मैं कहता हूं, अगर आप पढ़ें, आप घूम भी लेंगे और सीख भी लेंगे. तो ये छोटी सी कहानी है जो आज मैं पढ़ूंगा. किताब का नाम है द बुक ऑफ रूमी. इस किताब को हम इस साल किसी ना किसी तरीके से आपके सेक्शन में हर एक क्लास में लाएंगे. देयर वॉज वंस अ ग्रोसर who owned a handsome green parrot who sang sublime and spoke most eloquently. दो वर्ड है, sublime and eloquently. ये पैरट के गाने के बारे में है. The parrot was not only an ideal companion but also the perfect guard for the grocer's shop. He kept watch for hours of the day and spoke amiably with the customers, entertaining them and thus increasing the grocer's sales. One day, when the grocer left the shop in the parrot's scare, having gone home for lunch, a cat suddenly ran into the shop chasing a mouse, frightening the bird. As the parrot flew about in his effort to save himself, he knocked a few bottles of almond oil off the shelves, breaking them and covering himself and the shop floor in oil. Not long afterward, the grocer returned and found the place in disarray, the floor stiffly with oil, and the parrot perching guiltily in a corner. In the wink of the eye, the grocer lost his temper and hit the bird on the head with all his might. The poor bird, who was already feeling guilty and downtrodden about his clumsiness, could not bear the shame, not to mention the pain from the blow, and he instantly shed all the feathers on his head. Soon after the almond oil incident, the parrot completely stopped speaking and singing. The grocer realized how grave his mistake has been in striking the bird. Not only had he lost his jolly companion, but he had also curtailed his thriving business. Having no one but himself to blame, he now felt dumbfounded that he had single handedly threatened his very livelihood. I wish I had broken my hand, he lamented. How could I have struck my sweet voiced parrot like that? How could I have behaved so monstrously? The grocer began to give alms. Alms? Alms क्या होता है? Alms का मतलब होता है दान. The grocer began to give alms to each and every poor dervish who passed by his shop. तो उसने दान देना शुरू किया हर एक गरीब को, hoping that by doing good deeds he might be forgiven, and his bird might again start to exercise his mesmerizing voice. After 3 days and nights of remorse and suffering, the parrot silenced, the grocer came back into luck. A bald dervish walked into the shop, and instantly the parrot began to speak. Did you spill bottles of almond oil too? The handful of customers in the shop were amused and smiled at the parrot, who was innocently thought that the bold man had suffered the same fate as himself. Darling little parrot, said one of the customers compassionately, never equate one action with another. One must never compare oneself to others, even though they may appear to be the same on the surface. Truly, nothing is as it seems. So that's a small story. So ऐसी छोटी छोटी कहानियां हैं. इसमें बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग मैसेज है क्योंकि पैरट भी गंजा हो गया था बिकॉज ही गॉट अ बीटिंग. सो जब बोल्ड मैन आया तो पैरट ने उससे पूछा क्या तुमने भी तेल गिराया था. So it's a very interesting story about values, story about thinking, story about being compassionate, story about being caring, and story about being patient, which to me is a very powerful value for a teacher. So if you like this story and you feel we should read, I'm happy to read one every time. And along with this, I thought I will share the book I want to read with you from next time. So I will share my screen again and give you a little glimpse of my library. So that's the library. I know we are sharing a library virtually. I wish I could bring you to my real library here. So these books are all here. I have them in print form and I have them in digital form so I can share with you. So this is my library which I have. I can just about read any book from this and I have read all of them here. So what is important is Mr. Devgan had mentioned little book of values. But I think what we should discover is we should discover this. This is a very interesting book. What did you ask at school today? A handbook of learning, child learning. So let's see what this is about. So it discusses topics which you are relevant for your teacher about brain, evolution, and schooling. There's a chapter on learning. Then there's a chapter on memory, child development, nature and nurture, moral development, intelligence, motivation, measuring learning, emotion learning and emotional health, adolescence, and biophysical shift. So, if you look at the book we were just reading, My Good School, it talks of personal and social development. And this book I thought was the next book we could read. What did you ask at school today? You want, you can get it. It's a very easily available book on Amazon. Get a copy, you can read it with me. But don't worry, I will still flip the book as I always do, and you will have the video as you always get. I'm sharing the name of this book, which I propose to read next time. I will also share the Rumi book, which I am going to read with you story by story. Now, over to Minakshi and Manisha to finalize the way ahead. Is this a good way that we read this as a core book and read one story from Rumi? Why am I suggesting this? We expect our teachers to think and reflect. Maybe the Rumi story will help you reflect. It is very simple. And maybe the philosophy this book portrays may not help you write a story or think more. Over to you, Manisha, first, and then Minakshi.
So I believe one book at a time will be good, and this is a wonderful book where we all will be able to connect.
So you're happy with what did you ask at school today? A handbook for child learning?
Yes, of course. So because most of the teachers are having problems like how to handle things at work, how to answer the students, how to handle the parents. So this is something very close to all of us, and I believe everyone will agree with this.
जो हमारे आथर फुट के टीचर हैं जिनके साथ हम मेहनत कर रहे हैं उनका क्या कहना है? मीनाक्षी, आप उनके बिहाफ पे बोलोगे कि आप उनको एनकरेज करोगे कि हम आगे इन सेशंस को कैसे ले जाएं?
मेरे
कोई भी बोल सकता है, कोई भी अनम्यूट कर ले. रीना, रूबल, रीना, आप बोलना चाहेंगे अपने टीचर्स के बिहाफ? रीना, अनम्यूट कर लीजिए प्लीज.
मैं बोलूं?
रीना बोल रही है. रीना बोल रही है जी.
अच्छा, बोलने दीजिए.
यस सर.
जी,
मैं तो सर यही चाहूंगी कि हम मेहनत करें, और जो मतलब संडे और फ्राइडे की जो ये क्लास है हम इसको ज्वाइन करें। और जैसे ये है फ्राइडे की, इसमें मतलब आप इंग्लिश टू इंग्लिश पढ़ते हैं, मतलब बीच में थोड़ा हिंदी भी बता देते हैं, लेकिन इंग्लिश भी हमारी समझ में कुछ कुछ आती है सर।
तो आ रही है। हाँ, मैं यही चीज आपसे पूछना चाहता था कि इंग्लिश
जी सर।
समझना थोड़ा सा फर्क पड़ा पिछले 5-6 महीने में?
ये सर बहुत फर्क पड़ा, इम्प्रूवमेंट है बहुत अब हमारे अंदर।
आपको पढ़ रहा है अब मतलब समझ पा रही हैं जो मैं आपको पढ़ के सुना रहा हूँ?
यस सर।
और एक चीज और रीना जी, क्योंकि वीडियो बाद में अवेलेबल हो जाता है, इसको आप दोबारा भी चला सकती हैं, और फिर कोई
जी।
अगर डिफिकल्ट वर्ड होते हैं उनको ढूंढ भी सकती हैं। आप गूगल ट्रांसलेट से भी पूछ सकती हैं। आप गूगल, आजकल तो इतने बढ़िया फोन में टूल्स आ गए हैं, आप उससे पूछ सकते हैं मुझे हिंदी का वर्ड बताओ, इसका मीनिंग समझाओ। आप बात भी कर सकते हैं वेबसाइट्स के साथ।
यस सर।
सो ये तरीका ठीक है। ओवर टू यू, मीनाक्षी। आई वुड लाइक टू टेल अ स्टोरी लाइक दिस एंड रीड अ चैप्टर।
Yeah, for me, I think Rumi is. I think our teachers need to be exposed to Rumi. Okay, and it's something that will help them lifelong. So I think both the books together will be a good idea.
It's a simple story. It'll take
Yeah.
only 5 minutes to read one story from the book, nothing more.
Yeah. So
And
slowly and slowly,
you
they
want the
get it.
story first or you want the chapter first in the book?
Pardon?
Would you want to read the story first or the chapter first?
Uh, I think we should start with the story first, and then have to go with the chapter.
Okay.
Um,
Uh,
I mean, because it's a short story,
yeah.
and it has a philosophy behind it. The story always creates a thinking process, and then after, of course, the chapter is also there.
चलो, बहुत
So
अच्छा। तो आपको एक छोटी सी कहानी सुनाएंगे 5 मिनट में, और फिर किताब पढ़ेंगे जो आपके स्कूल के चैलेंजेस को समझती है और आपको तरीका बताती है आप उनको ओवरकम कैसे करें। अब हमको माय गुड स्कूल फिलॉसफी को डीपर ले जाना है। वो हम कैसे ले जा रहे हैं? आर्ट ऑफ स्टोरी टेलिंग से, एंड आर्ट ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग द चैलेंजेस वी फेस इन अ क्लासरूम एंड हाउ वी कैन ओवरकम देम। And thank you so much. We had about 12 people today. It's good to have you here. I'm more than happy to read to the last child standing, the last teacher standing, the last individual standing. Because I feel वो जो एक रह जाता है वो आइंस्टाइन बनेगा, वो जो एक रह जाता है वो पिकासो बनेगा, और वो जो एक रह जाता है वो वर्ल्ड लीडर बनेगा। और लीडर एक ही होता है। इट्स वेरी लोनली ऑन द टॉप फॉर द लीडर। मैं आपको ये सही चीज बताता हूँ। जैसे आप तरक्की करते हैं दुनिया में, दूर दराज में, आप कहने को तो ऊपर बढ़ते हैं, परंतु आप अकेले होते चले जाते हैं। तो अकेले होने का मतलब ये नहीं कि सिर्फ फिजिकली अकेले रहना। अकेले होने का मतलब है कॉन्फिडेंट होना। अकेले होने का मतलब है अपने बलबूते पे डिसीजन लेना। और अकेले होने का मतलब है औरों को रास्ता दिखाना। और वो टीचर का मेन काम है, औरों को रास्ता दिखाना। और टीचर अकेला आता है, अकेला चलता है और अकेले चलते चले जाता है। उसको दुनिया से कोई लेना देना नहीं होता, उसमें एक ही धुन होती है, उसका पैशन होता है। और तभी किताब का नाम था वेयर पैशन मीट्स एजुकेशन। थैंक यू। मैं आप सब लोगों को झुक के प्रणाम करता हूं कि आप मुझे मौका देते हैं आपके साथ मिलने का, आपके साथ जुड़े रहने का। मैं सिर्फ यही विनती करूंगा आप सबसे कि और लोगों को साथ लेके आए। आप अगर चाहें तो जरूरी नहीं है सिर्फ टीचर लाएं, आप क्लास के बच्चे भी ला सकते हैं, आप पेरेंट्स भी ला सकते हैं, आप और भी कम्युनिटी मेंबर्स ला सकते हैं। हमारे यहाँ कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है कि इस क्लास में कौन आए। बिकॉज अगर आप देखिए, मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल दिया था कृष्ण और अर्जुन की कहानी, ऐसे ही मैं अपनी कहानी बताता हूँ। आज मेरी माँ नहीं है, बट मेरी एक ही टीचर है लाइफ में, मेरी माँ। और सबकी टीचर एक ही होती है, आपकी माँ ही आपको बनाती है। तो अगर आप अपनी माँ को साथ लाएं और बच्चे को साथ लाएं, मोस्ट वेलकम। God bless you all. I love each one of you. And be happy. That's what teaching is all about. Teachers are the happiest people on earth. They show that they are challenged, but they can challenge anyone, and that's a teacher. God bless you. Enjoy the weekend. Tomorrow we have a master class. That's one. You don't have to bother about the master class because I think this is more fun. Master class is for a different audience. But do come on Sundays. Sundays is great fun. And रीना जी ने बहुत अच्छा कहा कि फ्राइडे शाम की मुलाकात और संडे मॉर्निंग की क्लास ये आपके स्कूल को बहुत दूर ले जाएंगी. ये मेरा आपको प्रॉमिस है. Thank you, Manisha. Over to you. Manisha, ma'am, over to you. Nina,
Yes, sir.
over to you, ma'am.
Today we have understood about what is more important, a smart classroom or a smart teacher. So, like, we all think differently. At the same time, yes, as Rina ma'am also said, that Friday session and Sunday session is beneficial for them, and they are enjoying the session and learning many things together. So I hope everyone is going to join on Sunday as well. We have a special guest who's going to help us with the communication skills. So please join on Sunday for the session. Mr. Karthik is going to guide us for the communication skills. Thank you.
एक चीज मैं आपको दिखाना चाहूंगा. आप जॉय ऑफ लर्निंग डायरीज देख रहे हैं इस वक्त.
Yes, sir.
जब आप संडे को आते हैं और संडे की आप स्टोरीज और रिफ्लेक्शन देते हैं वो आपको मिलेगी जॉय ऑफ लर्निंग डायरी में. और जब आप फ्राइडे को आते हैं और आप आज के बारे में अगर रिफ्लेक्शन करना चाहें या कुछ लिखना चाहें आज के सेशन में, वो हम पोस्ट करेंगे टीचर्स एकेडमी में. सो चाहे आप इसको अपना स्टूडेंट समझ के लिखिए, चाहे टीचर समझ के लिखिए. और अच्छी चीज ये है कि ये दोनों आपस में कनेक्टेड हैं. जब आप माई गुड स्कूल का पन्ना पढ़ते हैं, आप टीचर्स एकेडमी में चले जाते हैं, और आप टीचर्स एकेडमी का पन्ना पढ़ते हैं, माई गुड स्कूल में पहुंच जाते हैं. पर हमने सिर्फ थोड़ा सा आज डिस्कशन की मनीषा के साथ कि जब आप संडे स्कूल आएंगे तो हम संडे स्कूल के ब्लॉग में आपके पोस्ट करेंगे, और जब आप फ्राइडे को आएंगे तो हम उसका टीचर्स एकेडमी में पोस्ट करेंगे. सॉरी मनीषा, आई थॉट दिस वाज इम्पोर्टेंट टू शेयर बिकॉज आपके आज के पोस्ट सारे जॉय ऑफ लर्निंग डायरीज में आएंगे जो आपने पोस्ट किए हैं.
Yes, sir.
Thank you again and have a great weekend. Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.